that's gonna be a problem. So I'm just getting off of work, and I figured I would just start making videos again. I just decided that I wanted to start YouTube again. I kind of want to start doing like this, like a video diary type of thing, because I have a lot of thoughts and I just don't have an outlet really to get my thoughts out. So I figured like doing these types of videos where I just turn the camera on and just start talking would be a good thing. But I need an outlet. I need somewhere to get my thoughts out. So I just figured I would just start this little video diary and just share it, I guess. So right now I'm just going to get some gas before my car dies on me, because it's literally on E right now. And I had enough gas to come to work with, but not enough to go home. Well, I'm sure I can make it home, but I don't trust it. So anyways, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about like being an introvert and working retail and how that experience was for me. So right now I'm not in retail. I work a different type of job right now. And while I was working retail, I started working retail. I might have been 18 years old when I started working retail. And I realized like quickly like that was not the job for me. But for some reason I was in retail for 10 years straight. All right, so I just got done getting gas. I had to pause what I was saying, and now I kind of forgot where I left off at. But I'm just gonna start talking. So being an introvert and working retail for as long as I did, I'm kind of impressed with myself, because I'm literally that type of person that I don't like to interact with people like that. It's like one of the most uncomfortable things for me to do. Like, I don't really know how to explain it. It's like, I guess it's kind of like the opposite of someone who likes to be around people. Like, they're extroverted, they like the company of others, they're the type that likes to go out on weekends and party and meet new people and stuff like that. I am the complete opposite of that, like the complete opposite of that spectrum. Like, I'd rather be in the house by myself, like just solo, solitude, like no interactions with anybody, and be perfectly fine. Like, I can go for like a whole month without any type of interaction and be fine. Like, I'm that type of person. So when I was working retail, that was hard as hell. Like, I used to hate going into work. Like, I hated going into work. Every day I would get up, I would just like fret, like worry, like how is today gonna be, like what customer is gonna come in today and just start some crap for no reason. Like, it was to the point where like, the crazy thing was I was afraid of quitting, because I lived in a small town and I felt like retail was like the only job that was available. So it was kind of like, well, what else am I gonna do? Because this is all that there is. And so I stuck out. That I was working that job for like 10 years straight. I had moved states, and so I had transferred to like a sister store, because I worked at a grocery store, and I transferred from my original store to like a sister store. Like, they're in the same company or whatever. So I was able to transfer in between the two different grocery stores. And I have to say, like, I did not enjoy most of my time while I was working there, because I'm just the type of person that I don't really enjoy talking to people. Like, it's physically exhausting to just like be in this state of like being present all the time and acting like you want to be a part of the conversation when you really just want to like go in a corner somewhere and be by yourself. So to like stand at the register all day for like however many hours I used to work, it felt like forever. Like I just kept like looking at the clock like I cannot wait to get off. Like I cannot wait to get off of work. So it was very difficult. Like, and I wouldn't say like being an introvert is a bad thing, but it does have its downfalls. And that's one of the downfalls is like this uncomfortableness that you get from just like everyday interaction. Like the normal average person is perfectly fine with talking to people and they make it seem so easy, but like when it comes to me, I'm kind of just like I'm not comfortable. Like I don't want to, like, you know. And sometimes I may come off as like bitchy or like I have an attitude or I'm mad or I'm upset, when honestly I just have a rested bitch face, unfortunately. Like that's just a part of how my face is. Like if I'm not expressing myself in any way, shape or form, I look like I'm upset, I look like I'm mad, like I look irritated, but I'm really not. I'm just like deep in thought, because like I said, or maybe I didn't, but like I have a lot of thoughts just running through my head all the time, but I never say it out loud. Like I never really get those thoughts out. And so I'm constantly in my head all the time. And so whatever I'm thinking, it may be showing on my face. And to the outside person, it looks like I'm just miserable when I'm really not. I'm just deep in thought 90% of the time. So working in retail, that was a challenge, because I would get customers come up to me and they'll say something like, "Oh, you're having a bad day today? It's not that bad. Oh, smile. It's not that bad." That line used to piss me off. It's that, "Oh, it's not that bad," or "Give me a smile. It's not that bad." I'm just like, get out of my face. Like, what are you talking about right now? Like, now I'm irritated. Now I'm pissed. Now I'm upset because you're interfering with my peace right now. I'm minding my business. Like, why do you think I'm like, why was that comment even necessary? So I used to have to deal with that on a regular basis, like just people always assuming that I'm upset all the time. And so that, even till this day, that's still like, people still look at me and think that I'm always upset when I'm really not. Like I don't know, I'm just thinking. Like I promise you, I'm not upset. I'm just thinking, and I think a lot. So that was an issue. Then you have like those people who they assume that you're upset, so they approach you in that manner, kind of like, well, I don't know what your problem is, but you're not about to ruin my day type of thing. So let me, like, I don't know how to explain that. Like they'll be like snarky and like smart at the mouth kind of, and you're just like, what? You just came to my register. Why are you being a dick right now? Like, why are we acting like I haven't even said anything to you and you're already giving me an attitude kind of thing. And sometimes it's not directed at me. Sometimes they're just literally having a bad day, and I unfortunately that person that they felt the need to take it out on. And so dealing with that too kind of just like discouraged me from wanting to stay at that job, because I was just like, I can't deal with people and their moods. Like, people are just so moody all the time, and I don't have the patience for people and their feelings half the time. And I know that's a part of like my introvertedness. Like, people and their moods can be like overwhelming is the word I'm looking for. Like, people can be very overwhelming. Like, I feed off of energy a lot, and it's just and that's the reason why I prefer to be by myself, because when people like I don't know how to explain it. Like, see, this is another problem I have with myself. Like, I don't know how to explain anything. It's all up here, but like to verbalize it, I have a hard time doing that. But yeah, I feed off of energy, and to have all those people come in and come through my line, and they all have these different personalities. You don't know what you're gonna get from that specific person. It was nerve-wracking, like having to like judge what type of person you're gonna have to deal with today, and it was just really difficult. I really don't know how I lasted for 10 years. Like, I have the willpower to like tough things out, even when I absolutely hate it. I'll still stick around. Like, I don't know where that willpower comes from. But yeah, working that job for as long as I did, I experienced a lot of different people and different personalities, and I quickly like started to realize that yeah, I am not really a people person like that. Like, I would be okay with just like your regular everyday interaction with somebody, like, you know, hi, how are you doing? Or could you help me with this? I'm looking for, or, you know, you go up to a cashier and they're checking you out, and you strike up like a very small conversation with them or something like that. I'm okay with those interactions. But to like be in a setting where I have to constantly communicate with somebody for hours on end, I get depleted, like mentally and physically depleted. Like, I get so drained, and every time I would get off of work, I would always feel so drained and just tired, more tired than I really should be, because it's not like I worked like an extended amount of hours like I am now. And I would just feel so drained, and I never understood why. And even like before I even started working, like when I was in middle school and high school, I was like that introverted kid that just did not like to be around people. Even when I was like, for instance, like the cafeteria, like when it was lunchtime, I dreaded lunch periods, because I'm like, I had to sit at a table with my food and I had to eat in front of people. That was like the biggest fear I had in middle school. And just like a backstory, I'm from Jamaica. I was born in Jamaica, and then I came to the States in my teens. Like, I literally turned 13 the day after we came to the States. So I spent all of my teenage years up until now here in the States, and I'm pretty sure I went through like a culture shock where everything was just completely the opposite of what I grew up and knew and was used to. And so there was a lot of challenges like that I had to face when I came to the States, and I don't think I ever really talked about that to anybody, because like I said, I internalized everything. I'm just not an expressive type of person. And so whenever we would have like lunch periods, I would be so worried, because I would have to sit in front of people who I barely knew. I spoke English, but it was broken English, so nobody understood me, and I had a hard time understanding their dialect and like different terms that they would use for words and stuff like that. I never understood what they were saying half the time. Like, I understood like the general like gist of what was being said, but like how they would say it and their mannerisms and stuff like that used to like confuse the hell out of me. And so sitting in a cafeteria and having to eat in front of all these new people, this new environment, was like one of the most nerve-wracking thing that I can remember having to go through when I first came to the States. And those were like signs, the early signs of like me being an introvert. And I didn't really know, I didn't even know the word introvert until like a few years ago, because I never understood like why I was like this. And I got curious and was just doing research and looking up like, why is this normal? And then I came across like a bunch of videos of people talking about being introverted and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that's what that is. So yeah, even in middle school I had a hard time like getting close to people and talking to them. And then there, of course, that language barrier, that small language barrier where I spoke broken English and nobody understood me, and they spoke perfect English, but it was still weird to me. I understood, but it was still weird, like certain things which was still weird to me. And I had a hard time with that, and I felt weird because I'm like, why is it so hard for me to sit down and eat? Like I would have like a piece of food in my mouth for like way longer than I should. Even my stepmom used to be like, you eat so slow, like why are you eating so slow? And it was because I was always overthinking. Like I was scared of eating in front of people. Like that used to be a thing. But then I kind of got over that once I got used to my environment and I started making friends. Very few friends, because like I said, I'm not that type of person to want to talk to people. And they would always initiate these friendships with me. Like I would never ever go out my way to talk to somebody. Never. That was never me. They would always approach me and get me in their friends circle, their friend circles, and try to like include me in their circles and stuff like that. So that's how I was able to have friends in middle school and high school. But even that was also difficult too, because I was literally the one that was just really quiet in the group. Like I was a mute. I was a mute in middle school. Like you could not get me to say a word because I was just afraid of speaking. Like I was afraid of people hearing me talk. Like it was crippling. And I still face those challenges till this day. But I know I need to start like doing something about it, which is kind of why I wanted to start doing these videos, to kind of get myself out there and start talking more, because I feel like that's stunting my growth. Like I feel like I could be doing so much more with my life, but this like introvertedness is literally holding me back. And I'm like, yeah, I gotta do something about it. Like don't get me wrong, like I like being an introvert because it keeps you out of trouble. That's one. Two, it's just more peaceful. Like I don't have to worry about being in any type of drama, having my name in somebody's mouth, like people talking bad or negative about me. I just get to keep my peace. And I like that. I like my peace. I like my solitude. I don't like drama. I've never really been in any type of drama like that in my entire existence because I keep to myself. So I kind of want to keep it that way, but I also want to be a little bit extroverted enough to do the things that I want to do in life. So yeah, I feel like these videos can help because it helps me to just like get my thoughts out. Like right now I'm just like rambling and just saying whatever comes to my mind, but like I really wanted to talk about like work at a retail store called Fashion Bug. I don't even know if that company even exists anymore. But I used to work there part-time, and they used to have like these loyalty cards that you would have to sell to your customers, and they expected you to sell like a certain amount every shift that you work. And mind you, these people that we are supposed to be selling to, they are regular customers. Like, they're coming in like once or twice a week in a clothing store to come shop. So it was kind of like, well, how am I supposed to sell 6 to 8 loyalty cards per shift to the exact same people that come in here all the time? Like, it, so that stuff like that used to like stress me out, and we used to have to we had like this whole speech that we have to tell the customer in order to sell the product, and you sometimes they won't even let you finish your sentence before they're like, no thanks, I'm not interested, or somebody already asked me that yesterday, or every time I come in here, y'all are always asking me that. Like, I've already said no 1,000,001 times before. Like, those type of like customers used to come in all the time, and I just dreaded having to be on the register and having to ring people up and selling those loyalty cards that were I thought they were pointless, but because they're nothing but like credit cards. Like, that's all it was. That's all they were credit cards that we had to sell. So I used to hate having to do that, and I already had like a hard time, like I said, communicating with people. So to sit there and having to ring them up, which already is nerve-wracking, and on top of that, having to do this whole like spiel of trying to sell something that you don't even care about and the customer don't even care about, that it was just a lot. So I was kind of happy when I left that job, because what I was getting paid was not worth the job like that I was doing. So then after I left that job, I started working at a grocery store, and that grocery store I stayed at for 10 years. So I worked retail for more than 10 years. If I do my math right, yeah, it was more than 10 years that I worked retail for. The grocery store, it was cool in the beginning, but then they started doing like these promotion things where you'd have to ask them for their phone numbers and their email addresses, because they were doing like some type of local survey of like people who come in the store and shop. Like, they wanted to know where people were coming from to shop, like the demographic. Is that what I'm thinking? Is that what that is? I don't know. They just wanted to collect data from their customers, basically, to see like where these people are coming from and how far they have to travel to shop and all these other things. And that was a pain in the ass, because like I said, these people come in 2-3 times a week. Some people shop almost every day for groceries. So them coming in and you bothering them about their phone number and email address every single time that they come in, they start to get real annoyed. And if you don't ask, you can get in trouble for that. So it was like this thing where damn if you do, damn if you don't. Like, the customer's gonna be pissed off at you if you ask, and your manager's gonna be upset with you if you don't ask. So it was like it was constantly like things like that would happen, that I was just like, I'm not really looking forward to dealing with this today. Like, I really don't want to be asking these people about their personal business. Like, a phone number and email address is pretty personal. So that used to be a thing. And then they would do like these promotions where if you buy a certain amount, then you can get this product for free, or you can get this product for this amount, and the customer's just like, well, I don't need this product and I don't need to spend that much. And it's like you have to like convince them to want to buy the product or want to do the promotion or whatever the case may be. And it was just like, it was so nerve-wracking, like having to do those like promotions and having it, like, it's already bad enough that I had to interact with these people, but to add to that and ask for personal information, it was a lot. It was so much. Just dealing with those, like, just dealing with all those personalities all day, just like, it was so draining. And so when I used to come home, I would just go straight to my room and just decompress, because it was just so, like, I was just so overstimulated throughout the day of just being at work and just stressing out about simply interacting with people. So yeah, it wasn't a fun time. The day that I stopped working retail was like one of the best days ever. The job that I work now, I'm not working with the public, so I am perfectly fine with where I am right now. Now, don't get me wrong, I work long hours and I'm on my feet for most of the time, so it's a lot on my body, but mentally it's not as straining. Like, I'd be lying if I said like sometimes I get up and I'm like, I don't want to go to work today, like I don't want to see anybody, I don't want to deal with nobody. I would be lying if I said that I didn't have moments like that. But I don't know, like this job, like I am actually okay with working at this job, and I get paid pretty decent. We get pretty good benefits and everything, so I'm not opposed to what I'm doing right now. So yeah, I am okay with the job that I'm at right now. Like I'm pretty cool with what I'm doing right now, which a lot of people can't say that. Like most people hate their jobs, and so I feel lucky to be like one of the few that actually does not mind their 9 to 5. But in the past, and it wasn't even a 9 to 5, it was a part-time, and I absolutely hated it. But let me run in here real quick and grab whatever I need to grab, and then I'll be right back. This is like the worst angle that I could hold my phone, but I'm also trying to be a little bit discreet. Let me grab a cart real quick. I hate coming to Walmart so much because I don't know, it always seems like chaos in here. Like carts are always like sticking together. I'm just trying to get in and out of this store right now because there's a lot of people in here, and the registers get very full. So I hate having to stand in line for a long time. Even like self-checkout, sometimes it's like all the way backed up. So let's see. I'm only in here for like a couple of things. Sorry for this angle, it looks weird, I know. But I'm not trying to like have people all up in my business, because the minute they see a camera in your hand, they're like, oh, she's recording. They have remodeled like the whole store, so I'm like still trying to figure out where things are, and everything is so friggin' expensive now. Like I'm just in here for guinea pig bedding and some hay in their food. And when I tell you, these prices are ridiculous. Like, I'm not sure which one is this. There's no way this is $6. Yeah, look at this. I don't know, can I flip this around? I don't even know how to work my camera, y'all. I'm all out of focus. Oops. But this bedding, this Critter Care is like $22 for like the big pack. And I'm sorry, I'm not spending $22 on that. That's ridiculous. Actually, they don't even need bedding right now. I just bought bedding the other day, or a couple of weeks ago. So I think they're good with bedding. I'm just gonna get them their food. That's for hamster and gerbil. That's for ferrets. Oh, here we go, guinea pigs. This is like $6 for that. And then I also need to get hay. Alright, so I got the hay. I got the guinea pig food, and that should be it. Hopefully I can get out of here without any long waiting, because like I said, I just got off of work, so I am tired and I do not feel like being in the store all day. I kind of want to get coffee, but I'm trying to not drink coffee that much because it's the way I make my coffee, it's like extremely sweet, and I've noticed that the more sugar I consume, the more sluggish I am at the end of my shift. Like, I experience like crazy crash. So, not a fun time. There's quite a few people, but it's not as bad. We gonna see though how long we have to wait. All right, so it is raining out here right now. I just left Walmart, trying to get in this car because, ooh, excuse me. All right, so that was quick. That was in and out. I spent, what was that? $16 for freaking guinea pig food and hay for $16. That's ridiculous. Like, this inflation thing is like kind of ridiculous. And now it's pouring. Like, I just went in for like maybe 10 minutes, and before I went in, it was not raining, and now it's like pouring. But it's been like this on and off all day, because of the storm that's like passing through or whatever. I'm heading home right now, so yeah, I just wanted to get my thoughts out, and just talk mainly about like my introvertedness and like working in the retail industry and everything like that. So forgive me, this video is probably like all over the place. I tend to ramble a lot, so apologies. Yeah, I just have this itch to get back on YouTube. Like, I used to do YouTube, and then I stopped because of life was happening, and I don't know, I just kind of lost my passion for making videos. Like, I used to do hair videos, I used to do makeup videos, I used to do product reviews. Like, my niche was like that whole beauty side of YouTube, and I felt like if I kept on going, like if I kept doing it, I probably would have been somewhere. But like my channel probably would have grown by now, because I was doing YouTube like when YouTube was like up and coming, like before the monetizations, before the ads on the videos, before all of these rules. Like even like when YouTube used to have like a limit of like the videos that you could post, like the length of the video that you could post. Like I was doing videos then. So I feel so old saying that, but yeah, I used to do videos like way back, like in like the mid 2000s. And then I just stopped. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I deleted those videos, which I honestly should have just kept them in like an archive folder or something, just to look back at them. But I think I just deleted I wiped the whole channel, because I just wanted a fresh start or whatever. But yeah, I'm on my way home right now. Apologies, like I said, for this little dangly thing. It's this cute crystal flower that I have in my rearview mirror, but it's hanging a little bit low, and it's really big too. So I had to figure out how to like shorten it, and so that it's not hanging so far down in front of my dashboard. But yeah, another thing I wanted to say about being an introvert is, even though to me there's more pros than cons, there is like that con side about it where, like I said, I just feel like it holds me back from doing the things that I truly want to do, because I'm afraid of being judged and criticized, and oh, why are you recording yourself on camera? You look weird, or you sound weird, you talk weird, you don't sound like that when you're talking in a regular voice. And it's like, you kind of have to, I mean, not to say that you have to come on YouTube and be fake, but the way you talk is going to change a little bit when you're talking to a camera, because you're not talking to a person, you're just outwardly talking. So your speech is probably going to be a little bit different than if you were to just be talking to somebody just like regular, just in a regular setting. So I had all of those fears in my head, like, oh my gosh, people are going to see this video, and what if someone who knows me in person sees these videos? Like, who they see in person versus who's on camera is probably going to be two different like perspectives. But like I said, I do not talk to people, I don't really open up to people, so they don't really know me, they don't really know who I am, they just see what I choose to show, and they judge based off of that. So I have to remember that too, like, you're gonna get judged. That's just how it is. Like, especially if you're gonna put yourself on YouTube, your people are gonna have something to say, whether it's positive or negative. It just comes with the territory. So I had to like tell myself that, like, yeah, you're probably gonna get some negative comments, and people are gonna want to doubt you or put doubt or fear in you, but you kind of have to just ignore that and just do what you feel is right, or what feels right to you, not what you think people would be okay with. So yeah, that's the whole idea behind what I'm trying to start. So that's pretty much all I have to say, but I just wanted to come on here and just start talking, honestly, just to get myself used to being back on camera, because it's been so long, like so many years since I've actually sat in front of a camera and just talked. But yeah, I'm ending the video right here. I will speak to you guys in the next video. Peace.